Hello, this is Way of Weinstein. Wherever you may be and however you may be watching, live in the financial district of New York City, Facebook Live and YouTube, here to talk about Black Panther, the latest hit in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's made $192 million in its opening weekend, fifth all time, second to only the Avengers in 2012. If you haven't seen Black Panther yet, this is going to have heavy spoilers. If you haven't seen it yet, watch this later. Again, spoilers. Spoilers. Alright, so let's dive in. So I'm going to talk about my favorite parts of the movie. So this movie takes place about a week after Captain America Civil War, which is where we were first introduced to Black Panther. So we learn about how there was a meteorite of vibranium, which is how Wakanda came to be, the first Black Panther, the ritual challenge, which is where I'm going to start with. So the first ritual challenge, when he's facing off M'Baku, who is a member of the Jabari tribe, who is the one of the 5 tribes who does not really see eye to eye with all of the other citizens of Wakanda, because the main issue throughout the movie is they're such a technologically advanced city, country, whatever you want to call Wakanda, and the issue is that should they remain a secret and can let Wakanda prosper, or should they help out to those in need and take refuge and help those and share what they have with the world? Now, granted, that's the great thing about this movie, because there's no wrong answer to that question, and there's a lot of compelling characters who are on both sides of that question and have different ways of thinking about it. So with the first ritual challenge, he beats M'Baku, and he gets the powers of the Black Panther. He goes to the ancestral place, and he says to his father, it's not that I'm not ready to be king, it's that I'm not ready to live without you. So overall, love that. Loved Shuri, his sister, who's played by, I'm going to pronounce this, Letitia Wright, who's fantastic, who is noted by Marvel as the most intelligent person in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, smarter than Tony Stark, smarter than Bruce Banner, and throughout the movie, how she's able to develop the suits for Black Panther and all of the Wakandan technology, she's quite brilliant. So, and also she was hilarious throughout the movie. What are those? When she sees it wearing flip flops and saying, "I call these sneakers." That was great. And so the first Claw mission. So when they're going after Claw in Korea, and they walk into the club, you hear that beat of The Weeknd and Kendrick Lamar song, which the whole music throughout Black Panther was just straight up fire. That was amazing. So we see Black Panther. We see his former love interest played by Lupita Nyong'o, Nakia, and Okea, who I mispronounced that as well. There's going to be a lot of mispronunciation of the characters' names, so just forgive me for that. Denai Guerrero, who she is just a badass. When we see her running with all the Avengers through that first Avengers Infinity War, yeah, that's why she's there. She deserves her spot amongst all of them. So she's a complete badass. Then we see Everett Ross, played by Martin Freeman, meeting with Claw and saying, you roll deep with an entourage. Like, what do you have, a music album? He actually does a SoundCloud link, which was funny, and then how everything just breaks down, how Akia just can't let it go, and then we see the whole fight, and with Claw just letting loose to his arm cannon, that was great, and then they finally catch him. Black Panther takes his arm off, and they hold him in captive. Then from that, Martin Freeman still has no idea what Wakanda is. He just thinks it's a third world country, shepherds, textiles. He has no idea that it's the most technologically advanced place in the world. And he thought Claw stole all of the vibranium, when no, it was just a little part of it. Like, everything is vibranium there. So love that. And then when Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger, who is arguably the best villain since Loki, so he was great throughout the movie. I mean, when he's wearing that mask and he breaks him out, and he's just great. I'm gonna get to Killmonger a little later, and how Black Panther sees the ring which only he thought his father had. So that's that. And then now with Killmonger. So he's someone who Michael B. Jordan has been in all of Ryan Coogler's main three films. He was in Fruitvale Station. He was great in Creed, and he was in this movie as Killmonger. So Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler just work great together. So his whole plan to return to Wakanda, because in the movie there's that opening scene where we see this kid look at this spaceship on the basketball court, and that's him as a kid, and he's feeling abandoned. Which essentially grows to him being this Killmonger who just has all this hate in his heart, just wants we need to help, and he has the best of intentions, but he comes to be a dictator. So when he just goes to his land to go back to Wakanda, he kills Claw, he kills that girl he was hooking up with. Literally nothing's gonna stop him, and he uses Claw's body as his ticket. And Wakabi, whose parents were killed by Claw, he jumps right to Killmonger when he sees that, this guy finally did the job and got Claw down. So we see Killmonger come to the throne room saying, "You're all comfortable and I want the throne." Him stating that he's actually Black Panther, T'Challa's cousin. So he challenges him to the combat ritual, and which T'Challa accepts. Now, for the ritual, he has to have the powers of the Black Panther stripped away, just so it's a fair fight. And the thing I love about this is that if you look at T'Challa's mother, his sister, and Lupita Nyong'o's Naki, really anyone that's pulling for him, you could see the fear as the fight is going on, like, oh crap, he's actually going to lose. What are we going to do? I loved the facial expressions throughout the entire fight. And when he throws him off where the ritual is into the river, I thought that was very similar to when Bane broke Batman's back in The Dark Knight Rises. I just thought of that. I thought it was very reminiscent of that. So seeing how they flee and how he becomes the dictator, I'm your king now, burning all the flour which is pounded up to give the Black Panther their strength, their agility, just their overall their powers. He has all that burned. He wants to send out like weapons because he wants help. He doesn't want Wakanda to be a secret anymore. And for that, now, the first time I saw The Biggest Kind, I thought it dragged on a little bit from when we think T'Challa is dead, which we saw him in the trailers for Infinity War, so obviously he's not, just the time where they either bring him back or whatever's going on with him. So from that, the whole scene with M'Baku, them leading him to Black Panther, they saw in the river, and then they used the flower, which they first offered to him because, listen, whatever differences we have with you, you're much better than Killmonger. So then from there, like, we see him come back, and the conflict that the Dora Milaje have is that they're loyal to the throne, regardless of how crazy and horrible that leader is. Whoever sits on it, that's who they're loyal to. Then when they see that T'Challa has returned, they realize that the combat ritual isn't over, because it's only over if one of the two parties yields or someone dies. So he never yielded, and he's not dead. So they immediately go after Killmonger, who now has a Black Panther suit because he has a king necklace. And we see Wakabi, who, listen, I get it. This guy killed Claw. Black Panther let him slip. But you turn on him like that? But yeah, overall it was a great fight scene with the rhinos, and then just seeing the full powers of the suit with the absorption and being able to take down on all the people, which was great. And then that final scene with Killmonger and Black Panther, but when it looked like that all hope was lost for the Dora Milaje fighting Wakabi's people and pretty much everyone else that was still loyal to Killmonger, I thought it was very Knights of the Vale from Game of Thrones when the Jabari came out and just completely wrecked everything and put in favor for Team T'Challa at that point. And really, like, T'Challa really just used his advantage, and I thought it was very reminiscent to when, even though Batman lost to Bane in that first fight, he really learned and used what he learned, like, to beat him. And he wanted to save him, but Killmonger was, I'd rather be dead than a prisoner, which, again, very political movie, had a lot of viewpoints, which that's what makes the best villains, is when they have when their viewpoints actually make sense and you could see why they're thinking that way, as opposed to a god-awful villain like Steppenwolf. Oh god, he was terrible in Justice League, but yeah, overall I absolutely I loved it. I loved the movie. Thought it was absolutely fantastic. Now, for the end credit scenes, when Black Panther is saying that they're finally going to help the world out and reveal the technology that Wakanda has, and the UN is, well, what can you do? Like, and Everett Ross is kind of chuckling, like, you have no idea. And then this final end credits scene where we see the village children playing with this adult, and it turns out to be the Winter Soldier, which we see that they fixed his mind, he's up and about, and he knows who he is, so he's all set and good to go for Infinity War. So overall, really like the movie. It's possibly in my top 5. I mean, Ryan Coogler just did a fantastic job, and it was such a fantastic cast. But yeah, overall, really like Black Panther. Those are my overall thoughts. If you like this video, like it, share it, write a comment, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Way of Weinstein. Have a great weekend.